Okay, here with Coach Mike Manlapig, coach of women's golf team. You kind of have an interesting season. You guys have already played your national championship. Talk a bit about what you saw in the fall from the girls.
Oh yeah, we just finished the end of October, finished the NCCAA National Championship. Finished third at that tournament. First day of that tournament was a little rough, but we played better the next day for sure, a lot better. And that second day is kind of what I was expecting they were capable of doing, so that was good. In the fall, we had a pretty good fall season. We had a lot more consistency than the previous year, but we just need to be a little more consistent. We always did better the second day than the first day, so that's good. Last year we didn't do it that way, but this year was a lot more consistency. But we just need to get a little more consistent scoring both days.
It's a very young team, a lot of freshmen making the top five. Is that the way it's going to look in the spring as well?
Going forward, that's probably what it's going to look like. I mean, we got a junior and another freshman fighting for those spots too. But obviously, we've got two freshmen, and they were playing 1 and 2 for us at the end of the year. We've got a sophomore, a junior, and a senior that finished up in that top 5. But we're getting ready to start practice this next week and working to qualify for our first tournament in Austin, St. Edward's tournament, February 20th and 21st.
Okay, and talk a little bit about your second year in the Great American Conference. What did you see last year from some of the teams that you're going to be competing against moving forward?
Well, there's 3 teams that were definitely above most of the conference schools, and that's Arkansas Tech, because they're consistently win the conference or go to the super regional and national. Then there was Southwestern, Oklahoma State, and Henderson State. We played pretty well behind those last year. This year we've played in one tournament preview that Arkansas Monticello and Southern Nazarene beat us, but I think we're capable of beating both those schools. So going forward this year, what we want to do is push and challenge a little bit more for a top 3 spot, but we'll see. We got, like you said, we got a pretty young team. And we're playing a number of tournaments in this spring we're playing a lot of tough tournaments in the spring that are going to test us, and we're going to find out where we are as we go forward to next year when we'll be able to play postseason in NCAA D2. Like with one tournament in our spring break, Augustina's tournament, there's 10 teams there. 5 of those teams made it to super regional, and 3 ended up at the final site, and 2 of them finished 1 and 2 last year. So we're going to be tested in some of those tournaments. And that St. Edward's tournament will have a number of top 20 golf stat ranking teams.
And with your national championship behind you this season, what are some of the goals that you have for the spring?
The goal is to compete as close to as we can to those top teams to find out where we are and where we still need to go as we go forward next year in the fall. One goal is as I look at the teams that we're playing in that tournament, is try to finish real close to them or beat some of those. Like these spring Central Region preview in April, second week in April, I think it was like 10th or 11th of April, we're super regional. I mean, that's not super regional, but that's teams that are going to try to get in a super regional. I'd like to finish in the top 12 because that'll show you if we can have a chance to make that super regional next year or get what we need to get a little bit better. Because if you're in the top 12 in that preview, you're going to have a chance to make that super regional going forward.
And then is there any individual players that you'd like to talk about and the way that they've progressed throughout the fall?
Well, definitely the 2 freshmen that ended up 1 and 2, Michelle Carr and Ellie Bays, just because they didn't start there, but they ended up finishing in those spots. And so they helped us a lot to improve from a year ago. Going forward, I hope they continue to improve on what they have done so far and be more consistent. And then I definitely expect some more from the returners. Shannon Stewart, she didn't have quite as good a fall as she did the year before, but I think it's going to be a good spring and better than she did last year. And then also Kadrian Shelton, Jr., and then Emma Williams, Senior. Kadrian's improved quite a bit from last year. Hopefully she'll go forward and finish strong and continue to work hard for the spring. And then Emma to finish up her senior year pretty strong. That's where we finished as the top 5, but we've got, like I said, a couple of freshmen, or definitely one freshman and a junior that are fighting to try to get into those spots where they were last year, with Olivia Clefus and Paige Knighty trying to fight for those spots.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.